This is math. We're still in the third chapter. This is the fourth lesson, so it's math 3.4. Learning target is to multiply decimals by decimals. Okay. So I have a few problems here on the board. We're going to apply some things we've already done in lessons 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to get the actual solution to these. Okay. So I look at the numbers. These are both. A number is everything together. So this would be, the number is 5.7. The digits is how many, like just numbers make up the digit. So digit, digit. So I always count the number of digits. So this has 2, this has 2. So it doesn't really matter which one goes on top. Sometimes I put the bigger one on top. 5.7 times 2.8. Now, the decimals happen to be lined up in this one, but remember with multiplication, it doesn't matter if you line up the decimals. It's all about doing the math problem. So, we're going to look at this problem, 5.7 times 2.8. Forget about the decimals for a minute. All right, let's just do the problem. 7 times 6, 56. 56. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 5 is 45. Okay, so that's the ones place value, multiplied everything. But now I'm going to go to the tens, so now I have to put a 0 here. Okay? You always know that when you go down, you put another 0. If I would have another one, I'd have to go like this, but since there's only this place value here, I got to put the 0. And now I do 2 times 7. I need to do this because now I'm doing 2 times 7 is 14. And 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Okay, now I'm just going to add these up. 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 plus 1 is, 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 1 comes down. Now, I got to go back to my decimals to figure out, I got to move all the decimals out and move them in. Okay? Now, this has a decimal, this has a decimal. I'm moving them both out, and I'm counting as I go. So that moves out 1, and that moves out 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, so I have 2 place values. I moved it out there and there. So now I got to move it out, move it back in. I don't move it back in just 1, I move it in 1, 2. Okay, so that's 1, another 1 equals 2. Moved out, 2, in 2. So my answer is 15.96. Okay. That's how you move it all out, move it in. Okay. Let's keep practicing. Let's do another one. Okay, so here I have 4.12 times 0.05. I'm going to put this number on top. 4.12 times 0.05. Okay. Forget about the decimals. Happens to be lined up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. The key is that you're doing the multiplication. So let's start here with the 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. And 5 times 4 is 20. Okay. Now I'm going to go to here. I add a 0. 0 times 0, 0 times 1, or 0 times 2, 0 times 1, 0 times 4. Anything times 0 is 0. So all of these are going to be zeros. I'm not going to even do it because it's all zeros. I guess I could. If I had my 0, then 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Okay? I could do this one, but I'm really not going to because it's a 0 again. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 0 is 0. 0, 2. Okay, so I have 2, 0, 6, 0. Now, I got to look at my place values. 1, 2. I moved that one out 2. 1, 2. Okay, so in the problem, I moved it out a total of 2 plus 2, 4. 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a total of 4. Now I got to move it in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Moved it in all the way. So my answer is 0.20 All right. Cool. Let's do one last problem, and then you'll have a chance to do some guided problems and independent practice. So this one is 0.04 times 0.32. And in fact, I am going to change this one to be 0.4. And you'll see how the decimals don't line up the same. And it's okay. You can't line them up. That's only important with adding and subtracting. Okay. So we got this one has more digits than this, so I put this one on top. 0.32 times 0.4. Okay. I got my numbers lined up, but the decimals aren't, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're good. It's all good. Okay, now let's do the multiplication, and we'll deal with the decimals in a second. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. Add my 0. It's all zeros. I'm not going to do it. Okay, so I have 128. Now, I go out 1, 2. I go out 1 here. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I go out 1, 2, 3 times. So I got to go in 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my answer is 0.128. All right. Hopefully this is a good reminder. I'm sure you've done decimals times decimals. A good reminder of how you do all this stuff. And go ahead and watch the guided practice and then do some independent practice on your own. And let me know if you have any questions.